Let's start with something we can all agree on. Certain aspects of globalization are not only inevitable, but have already occurred. The world is connected through trade, the internet, etc. Therefore, the main question regarding global citizenship in social studies curriculum is not whether it should be taught, but to what extent do we want to teach global citizenship and what does it mean to be a global citizen? This question is particularly important because of the roles of educators. We are to teach students how to think critically and truths about the world in different subjects. We are paid by taxpayers, meaning the parents of the children we teach are essentially the ones who pay us. So global citizenship curriculum is going to have to be largely agreed upon by these parents or will be changed. The issue in this is that many ideas or roles about global citizenship have politics embedded into them. According to the UN, global citizenship education should provide the understanding, skills, and values students need to cooperate in resolving the interconnected challenges of the 21st century. In their words, these include climate change, conflict, poverty, hunger, and issues of equity and sustainability. In layman's terms, we should make sure children can critically think, work together, and value the fundamental rights of everyone on Earth. I think most people can agree on this, and it can be taught rather simply as well. Challenging students to think critically and think of their own ideas critically, combined with having them work with others, the simple act of talking to those different than you is often enough to respect them as equal, as can be seen by Daryl Davis and his over 200 KKK member conversions.
I consider Frank to be my friend.
I consider Daryl to be my friend as well.
On to the ideas about the extent of global citizenship. These range from being isolationist to creating a full-on world government, and everything in between. But for the most part, there are two main sides. Those who want the countries of the world to essentially consolidate and work together as one through different organizations, and those that think nations are better off separate. Both sides would agree that working together must occur, but they differ in the extent and in the level of control. This debate is going to be waged in education for the foreseeable future. Personally, I think the teaching of character and values does the majority of the work in global citizenship education. Teaching students and people to respect and care about each other as individuals goes a long way in making them want to better the lives of those less fortunate than them. I think the idea of a global world and entirely global citizenship contradicts the values that we want children to have. Doesn't freedom decrease if a giant worldwide society exists? Whose ideas of tolerance and freedom are the ones that the global community follows? What government or group do they come from? Keep in mind the United States is the only country in the world that protects freedom of speech and does not have laws banning hate speech. Would this need to be changed too? And what of the current system or leaders that represent the pinnacles of global citizenship? Organizations such as the World Health Organization worked with a corrupt and oppressive Chinese government to hide COVID-19 and refused to accept the help of Taiwan in addressing the problem because recognizing them would anger China. At least we still have our moral arbiters and betters, though. Let's not forget the great King LeBron James and his unwillingness to call out China's discrimination and oppression of Hong Kong, along with religious Christian and Muslim minorities in its borders.
Feud with Daryl Morey, but I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand, and he spoke, and so many people could have been harmed, not only financially but
maybe kowtowing for money is just easier than speaking up for what is right. To compound this, only about 20% of Americans on both sides of the aisle trust our government at one time as well, so why make it any more powerful and expand it to the world government? No matter the opinion of someone, globalism is at least partly here, and does have benefits. Global citizenship must be taught in some way so that students are prepared for the future. The main question that the education system and us as future educators are going to need to answer is how we put this into the curriculum. Do we stick to teaching individual values, respect, and cooperation, or the work of global organizations and governments? That is up for you to decide.